Our next inductee is Roger Wiebe. He was an accomplished high school athlete in track and field, basketball, and cross country, a college basketball and baseball player, and most notably, one of the greatest coaches in Madison West high school history. He was born in Green Bay, January 16, 1940, the second of 6 children of James and Evelyn Wiebe. Jim was the oldest, followed by Roger, Betty, Don, Cheryl, and Bob. The family moved from Green Bay to Grand Rapids, Michigan, then to Toma, and then to Madison. And that just gets us to kindergarten, where Roger attended Sherman School. From Madison, it was back to Green Bay, and then on to Omaha, Nebraska, where Roger went to Omaha North High School his freshman and sophomore years. Roger's dad was an accomplished cheesemaker in Wisconsin, but an accident took him out of that profession and he became a salesman. While in Omaha, Roger played freshman football, but he says the coach, who was also the track coach, took one look at his 120 pounds and suggested the track team. So he went out for track and, as a freshman, set the school record in the mile and won the city meet. He broke it again his sophomore year. He also tried cross country, and his sophomore year he finished 5th in the state meet, which was quite a feat considering the school didn't have a cross country team. But a move to Madison's west side after his sophomore year, and Wiebe became a regent for his final 2 years, starting in the fall of 1956. So he showed up for the cross-country team's intra-squad meet, and the coach told him if he did a good job, he'd get a uniform. Running the Vilas Park course, Wiebe won the race by more than 100 yards. Needless to say, he got his uniform. He ran for 2 seasons and led the Regents to 2nd at state both years. He also ran track, and his junior year won the mile at the Big 8 meet, also at sectionals, and he finished 4th in the state, and the mile medley relay team he was on took 2nd. His senior year, he led the 880 relay team to a top 5 finish and moved up to 3rd at state in the mile. On the basketball court, Wiebe joined a talented group, including Hall of Famer Jim Bakken, that eyed the state championship prize. As the team's 6th man, Wiebe and the Regents made it to the state championship game, but fell to Shawano 66-61 in the title game. The next season, under first-year coach Jim Stevens, West shared the Big 8 title with Madison East, posting a 15-3 overall record, and West went to state again, advancing to the semifinals to play that same Madison East team. Wiebe's jumper with 1:26 left in the third quarter gave West a 55-46 lead, but those were the last points West would score, and the Regents lost to the Pergolders 57-55. While he wound down a successful prep career, Roger's athletic career was far from over. He was offered a track and field scholarship to the University of Wisconsin and ran indoors at the field house. But his athletic love was basketball, so he gave up the scholarship after 1 year and transferred to Luther College in Iowa to play hoops and baseball. He was a starter in both sports, and Luther finished 2nd in the conference in basketball one season and 2nd and 3rd in baseball. After college, he came back to Madison in 1964, and he interned at Central High School for 1 year teaching history and coaching tennis, and he was assistant football coach under Hall of Famer Nobby Kelleher. His first official teaching position was in 1966 at Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln High School. Again, he taught history and was assistant basketball coach and head baseball coach. The basketball team went to state and advanced to the semifinals, and the baseball team also went to state. But 1967 saw the family head back to Madison and Central High School. He was sophomore basketball coach, varsity tennis coach, and assistant football coach for the final 2 years Central was open. And then he headed to Memorial High School, assisting Hall of Famer Boomer Harris after Central closed its doors. He led the sophomore team to a 17-1 record in basketball. In 1971, he had the opportunity to become the varsity assistant basketball coach under his former coach Jim Stevens at West. As an assistant at West, the team went to state in 72, 73, 76, 78, and 81. Wiebe had unprecedented success as longtime boys and girls golf coach at West. As boys coach, he won state titles in 1976, 87, 88, and 95, as well as runners-up in 84, 86, and 96. As girls head coach, he won back-to-back titles in 75 and 76. His 77 team was runner-up. He took over the basketball program for Stevens in 1990 and got the Regents on the fieldhouse floor the very next season with a young, talented team, though they lost to eventual state champ Milwaukee King. The 92 squad was Wiebe's finest. The team rolled through the Big Eight and probably sensed something was right in late January when senior Alex Compton hit a 60-foot three-pointer to beat Beloit by 1 point. The Regions went 13-1 in conference and won 4 straight tournament games to get back to the Fieldhouse floor. In the quarterfinals, the Regions dispatched Milwaukee Hamilton by 26, then beat Eau Claire North by 7 in the semis, setting up a rematch with number 1 ranked King. But King couldn't stop Compton's 26 points and 27 from Mike Dahman and beat the Generals 77-63. He was named State Coach of the Year that season. Roger took 2 more teams to the state tournament in 1993 and 97. The 93 team advanced to the semifinals, and his final game as West coach was a 60-52 quarterfinal loss to Wauwatosa East in the last boys tournament played in the Fieldhouse. Most all the time he was coaching, Roger was also athletic director at West. That was from 1977 through 1994. He is in the halls of fame of the Wisconsin basketball coaches and the Wisconsin high school golf coaches. And for the past 30 years, he's been part of the chain gang crew at Wisconsin Badger football games. Roger's been married to Nancy for more than 50 years. They have 3 children, John, Mark, and Kristen, and 5 grandchildren. The Madison Sports Hall of Fame and the American Family Insurance Company are proud to induct Roger Wiebe into the class of 2009.